What's up YouTube, Marcus here. Figured it was time for an update on the tiger tank. As you guys can see, still a lot of the same fish in this aquarium that were there from the last update video. The only thing that has changed is that they've gotten a lot larger. You can see the Red Tiger Mota. The females are looking really good. I would say they're now past the juvenile stage. They are old enough and large enough to breed. The females are probably in or around the 5.5 inch mark, but what's really beautiful about them is they're now showcasing that red, and it's almost basically on permanent display. You know, as they breed and interact more with each other, that red intensifies. But you know, for them just kind of sitting around, hanging around, maintaining and showing this kind of red, which I'm sure will even intensify a little more as they get larger, it's pretty wonderful. Like this one female back in the corner here, she's just a spectacular specimen. She knows that she's on camera, so she's trying to run away from it. But overall, doing very nicely. The Oscars are doing very nicely. Igor is very happy. He's eating really well. I wouldn't say he's gotten any longer, but he's definitely got a little thicker. You know, I think he went on a bit of a hunger strike initially when I first bought him, but now he's thrilled to be in this aquarium. The other Oscars are doing very well. My other red Oscar is doing nicely. He has a couple little pieces out of his head, but I noticed that him and Igor like to tussle a little bit, but I also hear him smash the top of the glass, you know, on occasion. He is the most aggressive eater, so you know what, when I hear one of the Oscars banging around in there, it's usually this guy. That said, the Multipuncatus are doing very well, which are those spotted catfish you see in the back. The tank is also home to some marble convicts. There's a few males in here. They're probably closer to full size. You know, being a marble, they have a little bit of a recessive gene in them, so they might not get quite as large as your traditional convicts. I'd say that they're probably around, you know, 4.5 to 5 inches, maybe closer to 5, but they're doing very well. There's only one female in the tank with them, and they're, you know, like I said, they've sorted things out and everything is very happy on their end. This is my male Salvini, and behind the female just took off into the tube. But the male Salvini is an absolute bull. None of the Red Tigers or anybody else really kind of gets in his way. He can move about the tank however he likes. The only competitor he'll probably have in the future is these male Red Tigers. And as you can see, this is a spectacular young male. And I still have a few other juvenile males in the tank, like you can see right behind them. And a couple others kind of really coming in their own, and they're starting to test their dominance and a little bit of their territorial behavior, which is not a concern at this size, but as they get a little bit larger, you know, I will probably have to remove a few of the males. I'm hoping again I can house a lot of these females together for a long time. Again, there's initially absolutely no issue with them. Like I was wondering, being a river species, I'm almost wondering if there's a little more tolerance amongst each other in this species than some of the other Parachromis, but that's just an observation I have here in this tank, considering I'm keeping a lot of, you know, pretty much at this point adult females together, and they really kind of respect each other, which is really awesome. And again, you know, obviously looking really nicely together. Anytime you're keeping Parachromis, you know, it could be, how can I say it, there's a bit of guesswork involved. But anytime I've kept anything in the past, minus jaguar cichlids, I've had very good luck with the females. I even had a female Dovi until I sold her off. She was in my main display tank, which was mixed with a bunch of other species of fish, silver dollars, Africans, and she was in the tank for about 5 years, and she never bothered anybody. She went through a phase where she took out a little bit of her aggression on a pike cichlid, but that aggression went back and forth. You know, it was more of a dominant struggle. But I've been very fortunate with Parachromis species, like the females in other Parachromis species, except for jaguars. You know, just to kind of get along and just do their own thing. I find them to be a little bit on the passive side personally. So mixing them with other species of cichlids, I've had absolutely no issue. And I imagine if you kept an individual female on her own, they're probably well enough behaved that you could probably get away with it for a long time, or maybe even forever. I know other people might question that, but you know, what can you say until you've had the experience with them? And again, just kind of focusing in on one of these females, you can see why they're very desirable. And again, it took me a long time to locate these fish. And any of you guys who have watched my channel have known that it's been a long sequence for me to get to this point with them. And I'm very, very thrilled, and I just don't want to give up any of these females. To me, they're just too choice. So other than that, you know, they're doing nicely. Igor says hello. And that's about it, you know, on the end of the tiger tank. Again, let's look at the male one more time. But everything's doing really well. And like I said, from my last update, you can tell that everything has gotten real big. So I guess we'll just continue in that direction, and until next time, thanks for watching.